The thing that really bothers me about Bob is I can deal with all of this. It's the chest hairs that are a little bit freaking me out. Hi folks, Priya Rao here with First Weekend Club. This dude, Geoff Redknap, actor, puppeteer, SFX master, and our good friend Bob. Hey Bob, how's it going? What's Budapest going to be like, do you think? What do you know about Budapest?
Not enough. I haven't had any time to really research it. It seems like the weather is similar to here.
That's good stuff.
At least this time of year.
Right?
It's about the same temperature and it does rain, but it doesn't sound like it rains a lot.
Okay.
I've heard from some people it's gorgeous and there's amazing things to see, so I'm excited.
Because you didn't have a lot of time to research because you just got the call, what, 2 weeks ago?
About 2 weeks ago, I got the call.
Going to be working on a film over there.
Little indie thing.
What's it called again? What's it called?
The Terminator.
Right. Let's talk about The Unseen, which is Bob's starring role here. The Unseen is, you know, a great film about a guy who's gradually becoming invisible. As these things happen, he's still not really, he's not in the best shape of his life, but the film itself got amazing reviews.
We're very happy with the response.
Drama/horror.
Yeah, well, we like to think of it as a dramatic film with a genre vein running through it.
I like that you use the word vein. That's a good pun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how did this guy get made? What is the material that we're using to put a good old Bob together?
Well, this puppet was built by a company called Amazing Ape. That's run by Werner Pretorius and Richard Darwin. They're two guys that I worked with in Vancouver on a variety of shows, but I spent a lot of time with them on Falling Skies.
Yeah.
The TV series where we had these creatures that were guys in suits, but also puppeteered legs and animatronic faces, and you know they were built through Masters Effects when Werner and Richard worked there. But when we were making this film, those two guys decided to start their own company, and I knew I wanted those guys building my puppet, so I went to them and said, hey, you want to build a puppet and work on an indie, and it's going to be crazy, and they said, yeah, let's do it. The best way to describe him is he was built as a Bunraku puppet, which is...
I have no idea what that means.
It's a type of puppet that is mounted, they tend to be large scale, and they tend to be mounted on a performer, and the performer is behind them, so when they move, the puppet moves.
Got it.
And they sometimes connect the heads, and that's what he was. He would be mounted on a rig that Werner wore, and if he moved his head to the side, Bob's head would turn. If he went the other way, and you know, it would mirror the movements, and then either Werner would control his arms or someone else off camera would control his arms. And even if Werner walked, the puppet would walk. Because it was all slaved to his body movement, is the term.
With like
with rods.
With rods and stuff, so.
Yeah, and he had a big counterweight on his back because he's got this heavy puppet in the front. He has to have some weight on the back so he doesn't fall over. And then he has an animatronic face, which is the traditional servo motors built into it and a radio-controlled unit that you move him around. So he could blink and snarl and...
Not very expressive today, good old Bob here.
He's pretty sedate. He's just enjoying the Vancouver weather, I think.
Well, it's a beautiful day. I mean, maybe he just had a rough night. Looks a bit like he had a bit of a rough night.
Well, on the outside, he's made of mostly foam latex. Foam rubber is a material that the makeup effects industry has used for decades. In a lot of applications now, we've switched to silicone rubber, but this needed to be light because it was going to be on the performer. So they stuck with traditional foam latex. On the inside, he's a metal skeleton, and it has all these points of articulation, and and then I believe that's real hair punched into his forehead. And
this is what bothers me about it.
Yeah.
The reality of some of the parts, like that could be somebody's real hair on his chest and his eyebrows and his mustache, and also the face is even this close. Eerily realistic.
Well, I'll tell you, pretty much every makeup effects artist I know that's been doing it for a while or has worked on lower budget stuff can tell you a time where they punched their own hair into something. They got to set, they realized the prosthetic didn't have eyebrows, which happened to me one time on...
Did you pull your own eyebrows out?
No, I had hair down to my... I had long hair.
plenty to go around.
I had plenty, so I cut off a bit of my hair and punched it in, and now then my thing had eyebrows, and I applied it to an actor, and we filmed it. But a lot of people have had that moment where they need hair, they don't have hair, they sacrifice some of their own.